Imagine your house on fire with your family still inside. A group of firefighters arrives to rescue, but instead of putting out the fire, the firemen fight each other in front of your burning house. When police tries to intervene, the firefighters team up and beat up the police officers. What sounds like a bad trip on psychedelics happened in 19th century Toronto and is known as the Fireman Riot. There was no official fire department and some rather shady private companies competed in the market, often referred to as rowdies. The first group of rowdies to arrive at a fire would get the job, while later arriving groups would have to leave empty-handed. Some rowdies soon developed an interesting workaround about this unfair concept. They started attacking the earlier arriving rowdies to prevent them from putting out the fire and getting paid. This also resulted in houses burning down, but who cares if you can harm your competitor? One of the involved groups in the firemen's riot was the Hook and Ladder Firefighting Company. I couldn't find a picture of them, so here's one of a building out of the movie Ghostbusters with the same name. The Hook and Ladder Company were part of the Orange Order, a North Irish group of Protestants that had many powerful members all over the city. In their free time, they liked to hang out in a brothel called Marian Armstrong's house. Same brothel was the destination of two circus clowns on a night out in July 1855. Now how would you react if these guys came into your brothel at 2 a.m. and booked your favorite whore? The firefighters responded by starting a fight with them. A normal person would now expect the firefighters to fold the clowns like cheap lawn chairs at the end of summer. But everybody who watched The Dark Knight knows that you shouldn't mess with clowns. Unlucky for the firemen, the movie was released 150 years after the incident, and they got the whooping of their lifetime. In any normal scenario, that would be the end of the story and this video would be too short to publish. Luckily for me, they fought in a brothel, and there's the famous saying, if you are a firefighter and get beat up in your favorite brothel by a clown, you must get your revenge. And that's exactly what the Hook and Ladder rowdies did. On the next day, a Friday the 13th, they informed all the allies of the Orange Order who quickly marched to the circus. The mob started throwing stones and bottles at the circus crew, which was able to hold them back for a while, but was soonly overwhelmed. The later arriving Hook and Ladder rowdies stormed the circus with pikes and axes, overturned wagons and even set the tents on fire. I guess they were just trying to earn their fire starting certification for their LinkedIn profile. It was such a big mess that George Allen, the mayor of Toronto, and the militia had to show up in person to stop the fight. The major even grabbed an axe out of a rioter's hand who tried to kill a clown. Somehow, nobody was killed and the severity of injury stays unknown, since the clowns couldn't report any injuries to the police. The police was present during the whole riot, but did almost nothing since most of them were also part of the Orange Order. They later claimed they couldn't remember any of the rioters' faces due to darkness. Only one of the rioters was convicted, and I don't know if he's the unluckiest person in history or the husband of Riley Reid. I have to lean towards the latter, since the name of the convicted Orange man is unknown. Toronto's public was outraged, and in 1859 they elected Adam Wilson as the new mayor. His first act was firing every single policeman in town. His second act was rehiring half of them because he didn't find enough other guys for the job. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel or else I will set your house on fire.